I usually don't talk
Stay
about my
tuned
work as a lawyer,
as we
but I
reveal
need
what
to say a
happened
few things.
and how this shocking
After
twist
spending a
could
week
change the
without
Diesel
much sleep
brothers
helping our
forever.
friend
His real
Heavy
name
D
is Dave
Sparks get out of jail,
just dropped
I
a
want to make
bombshell
something
that shocked
clear.
the Diesel brothers
This
world.
is not about a crime.
The man
Nobody
famous
is
for
saying
building
he did
insane
anything
trucks
criminal.
and running
This is
Sparks
only about a
Motors
civil case,
announced
which
something
means
no
they're
one
suing
expected.
him.
He's
The
selling
judge
everything.
said it very well today,
The
and I
announcement
really respect
dropped like
this
a bomb
judge.
across social
They're
media.
asking for possibly
Fans,
$114
friends, and even
million.
critics couldn't
Can you
believe
believe that?
Why would one
They're
of
saying
America's
20
most
trucks at $5
successful
million
custom
each.
builders suddenly
no good
decide to
reason for
clear
such a
out his
huge
entire
amount.
shop
Heavy
from
D is the
million-dollar
guy who
builds
runs
to
Wild
his
Builds,
personal gear?
makes giant trucks,
At
and has
first,
amazing
Heavy D
energy.
described it as
He has
a
finally
massive
spoken
garage
up,
sale.
and what he said has shocked
But it
everyone
wasn't
who
your
loves diesel
typical
trucks.
weekend sale. This
Standing
was
in
a
his
full-blown
huge shop in
liquidation
Utah,
of a diesel
with millions
empire.
of dollars worth of
From
custom
lifted
vehicles
trucks
and
to
loud
heavy
machines
equipment,
all around
tools,
him, he
and
said
personal
something
treasures.
big.
Everything
He's
was
selling
suddenly
everything.
up for grabs.
But does this
But
mean
before
Heavy
you
D
panic,
is leaving the
this
Diesel
isn't a
brothers
good buy.
forever?
Heavy D
What could
says
make
the
him do
sale
something
isn't
so
because he's
huge?
broke or quitting.
Keep watching
It's
as we tell
because
you what
massive
happened
changes are
and how
coming.
this surprising news
According
could
to
change
him,
the Diesel
this is
brothers
all part of
forever.
a bold new business model.
Heavy D,
he says
whose
he's
real name
clearing
is Dave
space for
Sparks,
that will
just made a
completely
civil
reshape
case
his company.
without no life.
He explained that Sparks
Heavy D
Motors
Sparks,
wasn't
Heavy
closing
D
down.
was also
It was
completely
transforming.
working a part of
He
Desires,
hinted that something
just willing
big
to
was
just
on the
matter.
horizon, something that would
Heavy D,
change
he
the way
said
we
something
do
that
everything.
everything could change the
But
shop,
what exactly
which is
did
into
that
the Level
mean?
completely
He didn't
lures.
say. That's when fans
Heavy
started
D,
to notice
whose
something
level
strange.
and any completed me
Heavy
to
D
change the
didn't
first.
look like his usual
Dave
confident
Sparks
self.
just
He
made
looked
an
not the same,
announcement that shocked
tired,
everyone in the Diesel
maybe
brothers
even
world.
scared. His
The man
voice
who's
cracked
famous for
slightly,
building
and he
crazy
kept
trucks
glancing
and
away
running
from the
Sparks
camera.
Motors said
Viewers
something
filled the
nobody
comment
expected.
sections with questions,
He's selling
and
everything.
rumors spread like
The news
wildfire.
hit social media like
Some
a bomb.
claimed he was forced to sell
Fans,
everything
friends,
because
and
of
even people
financial
who didn't
issues.
like him couldn't
Others
believe it.
said it was a legal move.
Why would one of
and
America's
a few
best
even
custom
believed
truck
the
builders
Diesel brothers
suddenly
had
decide to
finally
sell his
split
whole
apart?
shop?
But the
Everything
real
from
shocker
million-dollar
came
bills
just
to his
as the
personal
massive
stuff.
sale was about to begin.
At first,
it was
Heavy D
suddenly
called it a
canceled.
huge garage
A post
sale.
went up saying the
But this
sale
wasn't
was
like a normal weekend
postponed
sale.
due to outside
This was
forces
him getting rid of his
and
entire
people who
diesel
wanted
business.
to see them fail.
Lifted trucks,
The message
heavy
creating
equipment,
else entirely
tools
was
and
happening.
personal items he
In
loved.
January
Everything was suddenly for
2025,
sale.
a federal
But
court
don't worry
issued
yet.
an order
This
that
isn't
prevented
goodbye.
Dave Sparks from
Heavy
selling
D
or
says the
transferring
sale isn't
any
because he's
of
out
his
of money or
property,
quitting.
real estate,
It's because big changes
vehicles,
are coming.
or even personal
He says
items
this
without
is all
permission
part of a
from the
new business
judge.
plan.
The reason?
He's making room for
He
huge
still
new
owed
projects
millions
and
of
fresh
dollars in
ideas that
unpaid
will
fines
completely
related
change
to
his
environmental
company.
lawsuits
He
that
explained
had
that
followed
Sparks
him
Motors
for
was
years.
brothers had broken up
These
for good.
weren't new problems.
But the real shock
The
came
Diesel
right before
brothers
the
had
big
been
sale
fighting
was
legal
supposed to
battles
start.
since around
It was suddenly
2020
stopped.
after being
A message
accused of
went up
violating
saying
clean
the
air
sale was
laws
delayed
by
because of
modifying
outside
and selling
problems
trucks
and
that
people who
allegedly
wanted to see
produced
them fail.
excessive emissions.
The message
The
made it
fines
sound
had
like
stacked
enemies
up,
were
the
working
legal
against
fees
Heavy
grew
D.
larger, and the
Mystery
pressure
people trying
never
to bring
stopped.
him down.
So
But
when
behind
Heavy
the
D
scenes,
posted that
something completely
everything
different
must
was
go,
really
the
happening.
court took it seriously,
In January
too seriously
2025,
to
a federal
ignore.
court gave an order that
Evidence
stopped
showed
Dave
that he
Sparks
had
from selling
uploaded a
or
video
giving away any
advertising
of
the
his
sale,
stuff.
and soon after, the
Real
judge
estate,
stepped in to
vehicles,
freeze his
or
assets
even
once
personal
again.
things
By
without
July,
asking the judge
court
first.
reaffirmed its decision.
The reason?
Heavy
He
D
still
was
owed
not
millions
allowed
of
to
dollars in
move,
fines that he
sell,
hadn't paid.
or give away any property
These fines
until
were from
those debts were
environmental
fully
lawsuits
resolved.
that had been
the
following
sale
him for
was
years.
officially stopped.
These problems
What
weren't
fans
new.
saw as a
The Diesel
mysterious
brothers had been
postponement
fighting legal
was, in
battles since
fact,
around
a legal
2020.
shutdown.
They were
It all
accused of
started
breaking
back in
clean air laws by
2017.
changing
A
trucks
lawsuit
and selling
would
trucks
come
that
back to
made too
haunt
much
Heavy D
pollution.
and the Diesel brothers
The fines
years
kept adding
later.
up. The lawyer fees
What
got
looked
bigger,
like just
and the
another
pressure
day
never
in their
stopped.
Utah garage
So when
soon
Heavy
turned
D
into a
posted
legal
that
nightmare
everything
that
was
would
go,
follow them
the court
by
took it
March
very
2020.
seriously.
The hammer came
Too
down.
seriously to ignore.
Judge Shelby
They
ruled in
found proof
favor
that he
of
had
the
put up a
environmental
video
group,
advertising the
saying the
sale.
Diesel brothers
Soon
had,
after
in fact,
that, the judge
crossed the
stepped
line.
in to freeze his stuff once
The
again.
court ordered Heavy D
By
and
July,
his
the
crew to
court
stop
said it
modifying
again.
or selling
Heavy
any
D was
trucks
not allowed to
with
move,
altered
sell,
emissions
or
system
give away
storm that
any
nearly
property
tore everything
until those
apart.
debts were
For
completely
years,
paid.
Heavy D
The
and
sale
Diesel
was
Dave
officially stopped.
had built an empire
What
on
fans thought
brotherhood,
was a mysterious delay
risk-taking,
was actually
and
the
pure
court shutting it
horsepower.
down. It all started way back in 2017, a lawsuit that would come back to hurt Heavy D and the Diesel brothers years later. What seemed like just another normal day in their Utah garage soon became a legal nightmare. That would follow them for almost 10 years. The case was started by an environmental group called Utah Doctors for a Healthy Environment. Their accusation was serious. They said the Diesel brothers had broken the Clean Air Act over and over. They did this by removing pollution control systems from diesel trucks, then selling those changed vehicles. The lawsuit said these trucks were putting out pollution up to 30 times higher than what federal law allows. They were filling Utah's already bad air with dangerous pollution. By March 2020, the hammer came down. Judge Shelby ruled that the environmental group was right. He said the Diesel brothers had crossed the line. The court ordered Heavy D and his crew to stop changing or selling any trucks with altered pollution systems. On top of that, they had to pay over $850,000 in lawyer fees. But things didn't stop there. By 2024, the court found out that none of those payments had been made. That's when the first contempt order came out. This was a legal warning that would lead to something much worse. The judge ran out of patience. The legal fight had gone on too long and the fines had piled up. It all led to a shocking result, an arrest order for Dave Sparks himself. Heavy D finally opened up. His voice sounded tired and his eyes showed he was a man worn down by years of fighting. He said the lawsuit has been a total nightmare. He wasn't making it up. What started as a love for building wild diesel machines had turned into a legal storm that almost destroyed everything. For years, Heavy D and Diesel Dave had built a business based on friendship, taking risks, and pure engine power. They went from building trucks in their backyard to becoming international TV stars. Their brand couldn't be stopped. But being famous brings its own kind of pressure. Every mistake, every lawsuit, every rumor hits harder when millions of people are watching. And now that pressure seemed to have caught up with them. But Heavy D isn't giving up. Even with everything going on, he made it clear this isn't the end. It's just time for something new. He told fans that the sale, or what's left of it, is part of a big restart for his company. Heavy D said Sparks Motors is starting a new chapter, one focused on new ideas and bigger projects beyond just custom diesel trucks. He didn't share many details yet, but he promised to tell more soon. Everywhere were wearing the logo, showing their love for diesel trucks and the lifestyle. But across the ocean, the Italian fashion company Diesel SPA, known all over the world for its jeans and expensive clothes, wasn't happy. The Italian company said that the Diesel brothers were using the word diesel in a way that could confuse customers. They said people might think diesel power gear was part of or approved by the original Diesel brand, a name that had been trademarked since the 1970s. The US Patent and Trademark Office agreed with the Italian diesel company. They rejected Diesel Power Gear's attempt to register their brand name. But the Diesel brothers didn't give up. They said diesel was part of who they were, of their identity, and they kept using the name anyway. At first, it looked like just another legal disagreement. But as the years went by, the situation got worse. By October 2022, after years of legal back and forth, Judge Jennifer Roshan made a final decision, and it was bad. The court said the Diesel brothers' use of the name was willful infringement. In simple words, the judge believed they knew they were breaking trademark laws, but did it anyway. The Italian diesel brand asked for nearly $59 million in damages. They said every bit of Diesel Power Gear's sales should go to them. The Diesel brothers fought back, saying the fine was unfair. They said their costs and expenses should be counted. They weren't trying to copy anyone, just build their own identity. By the next year, the court finally lowered the amount, but it was still really bad. Diesel Power Gear was ordered to pay $1.8 million in damages. Way less than what was first asked for, but still a huge money and emotional hit. For Heavy D and his crew, the lawsuit was more than just a fight over money. It was a battle for pride, reputation, and everything they had worked for. Fans once saw them as honest, hard-working builders, living the American dream. But soon the news stories changed, calling them rebels, fighting against a powerful fashion company. They managed to survive the storm, but the damage remained. So how did Heavy D rise from nothing to build his empire? Dave Sparks didn't just wake up one day and decide to build monster trucks or be on TV. His love for diesel engines was born deep in Utah, where the mountains touched the sky and the smell of pine trees mixed with motor oil. Growing up in Salt Lake City, Dave's life was simple but full of lessons. His father's small garage wasn't just a place for fixing things. It was where Dave learned about hard work, patience, and solving problems. In that garage, surrounded by tools and old engines, a future builder was born. Dave came from a close family, part of Utah's strong Mormon community. People there believed in being self-sufficient and using their hands to create things. From a young age, Dave was always curious. While other kids played outside, he was more interested in figuring out how things worked. He started by fixing lawnmowers and dirt bikes, always dreaming about building something much bigger one day. When he got to high school, his passion only grew stronger. Auto mechanics became his favorite subject, and his teachers noticed his natural talent. His classmates might not have known it, but Dave wasn't just learning about engines, he was building the foundation for his future business. Sadly, when Dave was 21, his father died. It was a painful loss, but it also made him more determined to succeed. He wanted to make his dad proud by doing what he loved most, working with machines. Dave went to Weber State University, where he studied welding, mechanics, and fabrication. But after just one semester, he realized college wasn't his path. He didn't want to sit in a classroom learning about engines. He wanted to be out there building them. So he took a big risk, dropped out, and started his own small business. It was a bold move, but that risk would later pay off in ways nobody could have predicted. By his teenage years, Dave was already buying and selling used cars and helping neighbors fix their vehicles. He had oil on his hands, determination in his heart, and dreams that went far beyond the Utah skyline. Every broken car he fixed gave him experience, and every small success gave him confidence. Utah's adventure. Together, they started a small auto shop in Bountiful, Utah, called DieselShop. The shop wasn't fancy. It was just a small space where two friends with big dreams worked long nights rebuilding trucks. They didn't have much money, but they had creativity, determination, and a shared love for diesel engines. At first, DieselShop was just a way to make money, but their crazy builds started getting attention. They were taking old rusty pickups and turning them into roaring beasts that could steal the show at any car meet. Their first big success came when they customized a 1979 Ford F-350 that became famous locally. People couldn't stop talking about it. Dave believed they could share their work online too. So they started posting videos of their builds on social media, and it worked. Fans loved their fun energy, wild ideas, and the teamwork that made everything possible. Their shop wasn't just a workplace, it was like a family. Soon, sponsors started to notice. Big companies in the auto world reached out, offering partnerships, tires, and parts to help them keep building. As their popularity grew, Dave's leadership skills began to shine. He wasn't just a builder anymore, he was becoming a businessman. He had already worked as a marketing director for Rockwell Watches and gained experience running heavy machinery for his uncle's construction company. Those jobs taught him how to manage people, take risks, and make smart business moves. With that knowledge, he expanded DieselShop beyond repairs. They launched merchandise, started doing big events, and even took part in major auto shows. In 2010, they made their first appearance at the SEMA show, one of the biggest car events in the world. Their custom monster truck amazed people. Suddenly, DieselShop was a brand people all over the country were talking about. They even got invited to appear on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, which brought them national attention. But the biggest moment came in 2016. Dave and Diesel Dave pitched an idea to the Discovery Channel. A show that would follow their adventures, their friendship, and their insane diesel builds. Discovery loved it, and Diesel Brothers was born. The show wasn't just about trucks, it was about teamwork, loyalty, and chasing dreams. Fans connected with their humor, creativity, and the way they always gave back. Every episode was filled with energy, from crazy builds to emotional giveaways where they surprised fans with custom trucks. The show quickly became a hit, running for 7 successful seasons and turning the Diesel Brothers into household names. One of the show's most memorable builds was the Apocalypse truck, a massive vehicle designed to survive anything. It was part art, part engineering masterpiece, and it proved Dave's genius for turning wild ideas into reality. The build earned recognition from Motortrend and countless fans who saw him as an innovator. Most of the filming happened at their shop in Woods Cross, Utah, not far from where Dave grew up. Some episodes even showed the stunning landscapes of Salt Lake City and Wendover, giving viewers a taste of the rugged environment that shaped Dave's imagination. Over the years, Putterby's business became bigger and more successful, but he never changed who he was. He stayed humble, thankful, and always willing to help others. From a curious kid tinkering in his dad's little garage to a well-known TV star and successful businessman, Dave's journey proves that passion, determination, and courage can turn any dream into reality. But Dave isn't just a businessman. He's explored many other paths and turned his creativity into new opportunities. So what exactly has he been up to? Dave Heavy D Sparks isn't just a builder. He's an innovator who turned his passion for diesel and machines into a growing empire. As the co-founder and CEO of Diesel Sellers and Sparks Motors, he built two powerful companies that completely changed the truck world. His website, DieselSellers.com, became a massive online place where diesel lovers buy, sell, and show off their dream rides. On top of that, he launched Diesel Power, a lifestyle brand that turned his love for big trucks into a fashion statement worn by fans everywhere. But Dave didn't stop there. He teamed up with some of the biggest names in the industry: Polaris, BF Goodrich, Ariat Boots, Sanya Energy Vehicles. When the project was cancelled, most people would have moved on, but not Dave. In 2024, he announced that he had bought all the rights to the Badger and its related power sports programs. He promised to bring it back to life under his brand new company, EMBR Motors. His goal? To launch a new generation of electric UTVs, personal watercraft, and the revived Badger FCEV, all built the Heavy D way. Of course, fans also remember Dave behind the wheel of the legendary Brodozer, the first ever diesel-powered monster jam truck. From 2018 to 2020, he tore up arenas across the country with jaw-dropping stunts. He also made history with a record-setting jump over a flying airplane in Wendover, Utah. A moment that left fans speechless and proved once again that he lives for pushing limits. Misinformation. But Dave's creativity doesn't stop at engines and trucks. He's also an author, co-writing The Diesel Brothers, a truckin' awesome guide to trucks and life with Diesel Dave, a book that gives fans a behind-the-scenes look at their journey filled with humor, lessons, and life advice. He also hosts the annual Heavy Academy conference, where he teaches young business owners how to build strong businesses, take smart risks, and chase success with integrity. Beyond business, Dave's adventurous spirit led him to own Fremont Island in Utah's Great Salt Lake, a wild and remote property he hoped to turn into a playground for off-road events and filming. Although he later sold it due to permit issues, the idea showed his fearless creativity and drive to turn dreams into reality. His builds have also made headlines for their boldness.